My name is Sara Campos, and I'm here with my
Three
crew,
races.
the posse. Basically, there are a lot of people who are going to say a lot of things about Dave tonight, and I don't want to talk about the goofiness too much or the good humor. I just want to say a couple of things, though, that make him really special. Sorry.
Talking to the mic.
Okay. The first thing is that, and I worked with Dave from 1988 to 2000. So kind of in the middle of his tenure at the Lawyers Committee. And at that time, he did the lion's share of the interviews of clients. So I started thinking about the math. You know, if he did that many interviews when I was there, like how many people did he actually interview? It could have been, it's probably tens of thousands of people, and that's no small feat. But what I want to say about that and the way he works is that he could talk to anybody. He could talk to anybody, whether it was, you know, a campesino, an indigenous campesino, or a PhD engineer. Anybody who came to his office, he came and he found a way to communicate. I think Pamela Price mentioned that too. He was, you know, he had a manner of putting people at ease, and so that people could you know, share with him some of those the horrific things that had happened to him. And he once said, actually, about Laura Ramirez and Miriam Hayward, when they got appointed to the bench, he said, well, that's really good because moms are going to be at the bench and they'll be able to tell who's telling the truth. And I thought, well, Dave, that's one of your gifts. You know, that's one of your gifts too. You're not a mom, but you somehow managed to nurture people and get them to talk with you and put them at ease. So that's one thing. The other thing I want to say about Dave is the community that he has been able to nurture and foster. I think that Dave, although I know Dave was concerned and has a deep concern for the issues and what the country conditions, I think what his greatest love, I think, is with the program and with the volunteers that are part of the program. And he's just sitting there going, yeah, and I think that goes beyond, you know, looking at gathering folks and to do the work, and it's really about getting people really engaged in asylum law and really furthering the law. I think he's always been somebody who really wanted people involved in this program and to further the contours of asylum law. Because back then, when he first started, there were no clinics. There were Cardozo Fonseca was just, you know, just a case that had been argued decided a couple years before. So he's the one who pushed volunteers, not just pushed, but inspired volunteers to get involved and further that law. And I think that's one of his greatest legacies, is to leave a community of people that's really engaged and involved in asylum law. So, Dave, I want to thank you for your years. I feel proud of to have worked with you for as long as we did, and thank you for your service. So here's the rest of my posse.
So when we were over by the food, one of the other longtime LCCR folks from the past, Rebecca, I was saying, Dave is an institution, and you know, where'd you go? And you really are. And so I worked with Dave from 1997 to 2002, and just reflecting back on that, I'm so honored to have worked with you, and you're so passionate, and you really do operate out of compassion and kindness for for the clients, but then also all of the people who want to volunteer. And so you really helped to launch me into where I'm in, and so many of us too, to launch us all into like a passion for serving others and for serving refugees. So I want to thank you and love you.